Hello, I'm Heather Gray, and this is my time series presentation. Background. This data is from the years 2011 through 2015. It's 5 years of monthly sales data from the hair salon where I worked. Motivation is to evaluate current trends and the drivers behind gross sales. The variables are gross sales, service sales, retail sales, pre-books, and number of service providers. Let's look at our sales from 2011 through 2015 in our time series graph, which also includes Tableau's 5-year projection. Monthly sales are in terms of years so that I could smooth out the graph. Service sales are the primary driver of our gross sales with a slope of 1.275 and an R-square of 9.944. Most of the trends you see here in our data are due primarily to our service sales. From 2011 to 2012, there's a large drop in gross sales. This is because we opened a second location. In 2014, our gross sales are starting to trend upwards again, and we're recovering from opening our new salon. Current 2016 sales are up by 7% over 2015, and we do expect our sales to be very close to Tableau's prediction for 2016. Our regression equation says that our slope is 157,376, which is telling us that for every increase in year, our gross sales will increase by almost $160,000. Our R-squared is only 0.497, which means that less than 50% of the variability can be explained by this regression line. Please also note that Tableau has given us a 95% confidence interval and a flat estimate forecast. Here is our variables interactions graph. This is so that we can see how the independent variables correlate with each other. Most of the 21 variables I had access to are redundant and are not included. Please refer to Block A. This is our retail sales. There's a positive linear correlation, a slope of 2.59, and an R-squared of 0.675. This definitely drives gross sales more than we had realized. We're not a retail best salon. There is such a strong relationship here that we may want to find ways to take more advantage of this relationship. Refer to Block B. This is our pre-books. A pre-book is any guest who books their appointment before leaving the salon. We have never recognized this relationship. There's a positive linear correlation here. Certainly drives gross sales with a slope of 124.58 and an R-squared of 0.85. This is a wonderful surprise and something that we need to place more value on. Now finally we refer to Block C, number of service providers. They are negatively correlated. So the slope is negative 1274.49 and an R-squared of 0.3156. This is not a good relationship. I wanted to point it out because we are constantly hiring and training under the assumption that more service providers equals more income. You can tell from this graph that that may not necessarily be the case. Now look at our variable trends compared to gross sales. Notice retail sales is slightly up, but for the most part flat, and the forecast is also flat. Retail sales plays a significant role in increasing gross sales, as we've seen from our previous graph. This year we expect to have $370,000 in retail sales, which is slightly above Tableau's estimate. Our number of pre-books is currently trending up. The forecast, however, is flat. And as you can tell from our previous graph, the number of pre-books is significant and is a driver of sales. The number of service providers is trending up, but that's due to our hiring practice. From this analysis, it's not linearly increasing as we thought and needs to be reevaluated. Prediction. I'm very confident that our 2016 totals will come within $10,000 of Tableau's predicted value. I'm not confident in the estimate line that Tableau gives us, which says sales will level off. I'm very confident that we'll meet the gross sales of $2.2 million by 2019. After placing lots of different numbers into some of our regression equations, I found that if we can increase our retail sales ratio to 25%, keep our service sales the same, work on boosting our pre-books, we could meet that 2019 goal of $2.2 million. Beyond 2019, I'm not sure. If I use the same increases I used to set my 2019 predictions, I end up in the $5 million range, which is highly unlikely. Beyond 2019, we may have maxed out our supply-demand curve, which means that it would be a terrific time to open a third location. Brief summary. We previously assumed that sales were primarily driven by service sales, number of stylists, and to a lesser degree retail sales. I found that they are actually driven by service sales, retail sales to a higher degree, and guests who pre-book. The possible lag and decrease in sales could be partially explained by our inattention to retail sales and pre-book.